What's going on, Nerd Nation? Welcome back to the Comic Book Nerd Nation podcast number 35. I'm Fox2. We got the whole crew here today. Got DePirate.
Hey, guys.
Topher.
Hi.
And the whole effing Brian.
G'day, mates.
Okay, so as we are recording this, it is right smack in the middle of while San Diego Comic-Con is going on. So instead of talking about what we're reading, we're going to start diving right in, just like we did last week, and talking about just the immense amount of news surrounding the comic book industry, the comic book film, cinematic universe industry is coming out right now because it's just crazy amounts of stuff. Let's jump right in. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was to get thoughts on the image that DC released, or Warner Brothers, I guess, of the new Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Did you guys see this picture?
Yeah, unfortunately.
What did you guys think? Brian, we'll let you go first.
I hated it. It doesn't look too good. It all looks like. It all looks like. Yo, the outfit looks. The way they designed the outfit looks good. It's just that they made it that like old brown leather, like it's actually from like Spartan times, like it belongs in 300 type era. They didn't make
Frank
anything
Miller's work.
What?
I mean, Frank Miller did have something to do with this, so
Yeah, but
300.
There's none of her normal colors in it. Like there's not the red, white, and blue.
Well, they said flat out that she's not gonna be the typical. Like they compared it to the 600 series Wonder Woman comics. So I mean, they said it's not gonna be the normal.
Yeah, but it's still like
colors and.
It's not like Wonder Woman to me. It's just like random chick.
Well, at least they didn't give her a fucking jeans and a leather jacket with the Wonder Woman thing under, like they did in the 600 series.
That probably would have been better.
No, it wouldn't have,
No.
because you would have been
Yes,
sitting
it
there
would.
like, this is so stupid. This is the dawn of poo-poo. Like,
I think
no,
It
I
still
like
is
the,
the dawn of poo poo.
I like the outfit, like the costume. I thought looked really neat. I just still don't buy her as Wonder Woman. She's
still
too
scrawny.
She's too scrawny. She's too thin. She's not muscular enough. She's not tall enough. The height thing can kind of be manipulated with CGI and camera angles and stuff like that. Can be deceiving.
Tom Cruise.
on a
Tom
box.
Cruise. Yes, Tom Cruise stands on soapboxes.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That the height thing can be fixed, but she's just too
Yeah, but
small.
he's a Scientologist. They're always on a soapbox about something.
There you go.
Valid point.
Topher, what's your thought? Did you see this image of Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know if she'll be as good as Lucy Lawless, but I've been waiting for a Xena Warrior Princess remake for years. So
Yeah, thank you.
I'm really excited about this project. Oh wait,
That's correct. That's what
this
she
is
looked
Wonder
like.
Woman? Oh shit! No, I thought it was Xena. Oh, no, that's a terrible Wonder Woman costume.
Oh man, does that mean Wonder Woman's gonna do that like weird bird call that Xena used to do when she ran into battle?
Okay, so wait a minute. Now because you brought that up, Brian, you have to do the Xena Warrior Princess bird call.
I don't remember, or I would have.
I don't care. You have to make your best impression right now. Ready, go.
It was like la 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 la.
You sound like a female Iraqi.
I just
I
want
know.
to put it out there right now that in no way, shape, or form are we affiliated with any kind of terrorist group.
I told you I don't remember what it sounds
fucking
like.
Crimson
And now-
Jihad over here.
And now that we got you to do it once, please don't ever do it again.
Yes, please.
I think the costume looks cool. I saw it and I didn't think Wonder Woman. Like, the first thing I thought it was an ad for Xena or something when I first saw
really?
it. It looks a lot like Xena's old costume. I mean, I guess if you look closely, you can kind of see like the eagle thing at the top
You can
of
see her
the.
spread eagle.
That's not appropriate. Like at the top of the chest piece, you can see like the eagle head and wings. I mean, so like there are elements that are reminiscent of it, but like if you're gonna make every. Oh Jesus Christ!
It sounded like what I did.
choked on coffee.
Oh, God.
Does it not sound like what I just did, though?
Every single one of our listeners literally just shit themselves. Literally just dropped. That is really
Okay.
loud. Can you stop that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Okay.
You almost
Oh
killed
Lord.
me.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Oh.
they've had so many problems getting a Wonder Woman movie before, and and everybody always says, like the studio and DC keep claiming that Wonder Woman just doesn't do well in a movie, and everybody keeps saying, yeah, she does. You just keep fucking it up, and I feel like they're doing that again. Like if you're gonna make a famous comic book character movie, the character has to look like the comic book character. If you put this picture and it didn't say Wonder Woman anywhere on it, and you showed it to the general public, how many of them would say, "Oh, hey, that's Wonder Woman"?
True, but on the opposite end, on the Avengers side of things, just to play devil's advocate, on the Avengers side of things, Hawkeye is an awesome character in the movies, but I don't necessarily think that he looks like Hawkeye.
He looks nothing like
Right.
the Hawkeye from comics.
But
He
for the
does a little bit.
cinematic universe, he's perfect.
Oh, he's got
he
a
looks
bow.
great.
He looks a bit like the current Hawkeye, but the point is they've
You
also
mean the
not
Hawkeye that was
Yeah.
developed to reflect the Hawkeye that's in the cinema?
Well,
I
I
think
know. I mean, Matt Fraction's Hawkeye existed before the movie. I'm pretty sure. But I mean, my point is they haven't tried to do a Hawkeye movie. He's a supporting character in a
True.
movie called The
I'll give you
Avengers. You came there to see Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and the Hulk. And hey, look, you got Iron Man
Well,
for free.
you came to see Batman and
you got-
Superman, and
you got
hey, you
Hawkeye.
get Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's a
But
very
they're-
valid
it's the
point
same
that Pirate
thing.
makes.
But
But
also
they're going
Wonder
to be
Woman.
doing a solo Wonder Woman movie.
Later, but we also
And
don't
also
know.
So
what
they'll be doing a Hawkeye
we also
movie
don't.
later.
We also don't know what the costume will be for the later Wonder Woman movie. That could change.
This is true. You are correct.
So
As Chris was saying, Hawkeye's a supporting character. Wonder Woman's is the big three of DC. It's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
now,
Woman.
I would agree with that if this was a Justice League movie, but this isn't Justice League movie. This movie is designed to focus around Batman and Superman and have cameo introductions for all of the other characters. Not all of them, but a good chunk, as we've talked about in the past, of the other characters. So for this movie, Wonder Woman, I would say, at least as far as what we know right now, she is definitely a peripheral character, a supporting character, not a focal point.
Here's another thing on the supporting. I mean, do you feel that Cyborg is a supporting character of the Justice League, or do you feel like he's an actual one of the big five?
Well, now he's
Run.
part of the current run. He's part of the Big Five.
Right. So, are they going to have? How are they going to portray him as a supporting character or as an actual character?
I don't even think Cyborg's going to be Cyborg in this movie.
No,
I
I don't
think
think
it's
so.
going to
Probably
be.
not. Probably
He's
not.
gonna
but I'm just
be
saying,
Victor
though-
Stone.
Yeah, he's probably going to be in that football scene.
Right, but I'm
Right.
just saying though, like developing, like even with the comics, like they pretty much pushed out Aquaman as one of the big five from previous Justice League and replaced him with Cyborg. I mean, he just been like Jim Lee just stated, he's pretty much getting his own comic they've been talking about for a while.
Well, I wouldn't say he pushed out Aquaman. I think he pushed out Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
Because he
that's
was
that,
sort of.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
because
I think
because
The
Martian Manhunter was a
cartoons.
huge part of it before, and then
Yeah.
going into the New 52 Justice League, right from the beginning, Aquaman was part of it within the first like 3 issues.
But
And
now they
Martian
pushed out.
Manhunter was not even in it at all until
because they was pushing him into was it Storm Reach or Storm Watch or whatever.
I'm
know,
not sure.
Storm reach around.
That's where they was-
So the next thing,
Yeah, reach around.
like kind of tying in with the Wonder Woman picture, another picture was also released surrounding the Batman v Superman movie, and it's a side profile shot of Batfleck in with the cowl on, like a close up of him. What are your guys' thoughts on this? We'll start with Brian again because he was very outspoken on the whole sad Batman photo that was around the internet and stuff. What are your thoughts on, you've seen the cowl. It's at San Diego Comic-Con, and now we get a picture of Batfleck, like, Ben Affleck actually wearing the cowl Granted, it's just a kind of a side shot. It's a still. It's not, there's no motion or anything like that. What's your thoughts on that, Brian?
I think the cowl and the cape looks good. I think it might be a little bit too late to start doing shit like this. I mean,
what do you mean? The movie doesn't come out for over a year.
Well, no, I mean, like, look at how long it took them for all the Batman movies and stuff to actually do something straight out of the comic books.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts of how? I mean, does Batman still look sad in this new?
Yeah,
new
he
picture?
does, because his eyes are like kind of looking down. He does look like
I
sad.
don't get it. I don't think so.
I think I agree with Brian on this, but when you look at the cowl and the hood, like the pictures that they had on display of it at San Diego, it without his face in it, like if it's just a head-on even shot of the cowl and the cape, it looks like it reminds me of the Joker, like the way the eyebrows are, like they're all like maniacal looking, and the huge mouth opening.
See, I don't think that's. Smile. I mean, I don't think it looks like Joker necessarily. I think the reason it reminds you of it is just because they're adding the the emotional like indentations.
No shit. That's why I said the maniacal eyebrows.
Right.
That's exactly what I said. But I'm just saying, it reminds me of it. Like if it doesn't have to be Joker, but I mean just a big smile face.
That's how his outfit, his shit always looks like.
Do you think he will be able to turn his head?
Yeah, you can see it.
I seen another picture. There was a second picture.
It's separate.
Yeah.
If you look at if you look at the cowl that they showed from San Diego, you look at all the other Batmans, like the first Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. It was all looked like the cowl all the way to the chest piece. It was just
one piece thick rubber.
This looks a little bit more free flowing.
No, they had a straight on picture, and that's the one that I showed Fox. And I was like bitching. I was like, oh look, it's all one piece. I can't do nothing. But then there was a farther out picture that they took that had kind of a different angle, and you could see that it looked like it was all one piece, like going into the case.
It's got something to allow articulation.
From right here, like there's a line, so it looks like it's a headpiece. But the only problem that I find with that is that there's no head movement to where you can go literally side to side. It's all like
not necessarily.
Rotate up,
you never know.
Rotate that.
We'll have to wait and see.
With that specific setup. Now they may have different ones for different shots, which we've seen in the little sneak teaser that they showed at San Diego.
Wait a minute, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
All right, but yeah, but just for that one, there's only limited movement, and that's not it ain't gonna be like no Christian Bale movement.
Tover, did you get to see this picture yet, or you pulling it out now?
I mean, the one I've seen is just pretty much a headshot in profile. I haven't seen any kind of full body shot, so I don't know.
There's no full body shot. It's just like a side shot of him inside the actual cowl.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. The cape, because you can't.
There's pictures that were tweeted and stuff. If you search San Diego Comic-Con Batman cowl.
Yeah, they've got something hanging up, but
yeah,
there's stuff saying that that's not actually it. So
that's it. That's it.
If you look at the picture with him in it, and you look at that picture, that's it.
That's definitely it. But
okay. Well, anyway, the headshot I saw, I liked it. I thought it looked pretty decent.
Yeah, I like it too.
I think his head, Affleck's head fills it well, like the way the jawline is and everything. Like I think it looks pretty good. Like I don't think the little tiny ears are distracting. I don't think they look bad. I don't think they need to be any higher.
No, it's straight out of.
I think it looks pretty good. I'll be honest, it's a good image, and like he's kind of looking down with his eyes kind of closed, and I don't know that. I mean, I guess you could say sad, but I mean, it looks very serious. It looks very grave,
somber. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. I think it's like you said, the first thing that I noticed about the photo was, first of all, the like Pirate said, the menacing looking eyebrows that they added to the mask. I think that I think that really helps a lot. And
Yeah.
then secondly, like Topher said, you get the feeling that this mask was made for him. It really fits his face well. It doesn't look like, okay, we've got this badass idea for a costume. We made the costume. All right, now let's cast a character. I get the opposite idea that they figured out who they wanted. They took measurements. They did everything. And they built this thing around him to make it really, really look good on him, which I think was a smart idea. Leading into what Pirate said, there was a teaser in the DC or the Warner Brothers panel in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con, a real short, it was like 15-second, 20-second teaser of Batman v Superman, in which you see Batman in his, I don't know what the armor's called, but it's basically exactly what we see in Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller, where he's actually fighting Superman, and you see him turn on the bat symbol or the bat light, and you get a flash of lightning, and then all of a sudden Superman with bright red glowing eyes is hovering right in the path of the bat light, and it's just I thought it looked badass. I mean, me personally, I'll start this one out. I thought everything about that had an awesome feel. It screamed straight out of Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. I mean, the armor looked like it was taken directly from the pages of the book.
The way the helmet looked like.
Oh, it looked so fucking awesome. Henry Cavill, I think he looks good as Superman. Just everything, the way that looked was pretty sweet. I thought it was a neat little teaser. Topher, have you seen this yet?
I've not, but after your description, I really want to.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. Pirate, what are your thoughts on it?
I got goosebumps. I seen it. I was like, oh shit! I loved it. It was awesome. Like the way Superman's because it didn't show his eyes like. It zeroed in on his eyes, and then it like panned out and showed him, and I was just like, "Oh fuck, dude!"
It really gave you the feeling, even though there was no fighting, there was no any kind of movement by either of them. Really,
you knew it was going down.
You knew just by the way the music, the ambiance, the surrounding atmosphere, the way that everything was kind of shot and framed, that there was an impending confrontation between Batman and Superman, without a doubt.
I mean, dude, you've never seen that's like an image of Superman no one's ever seen in the big screen ever.
Yeah.
Like, they've never seen the fire, the fury eyes that Superman's ever portrayed in any of the comics or the animated series or anything like that. Like he's about to unleash it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that
looked amazing, and I really think once this teaser really comes out and really goes public in the next week or two, like the high quality version of it, it's gonna spark interest of people that are not even comic book fans. They're gonna see this shit and they're gonna be like, "Oh, Batman's gonna punch Superman in the motherfucking face," and they're gonna want to see it, because like Pirate said, man, you see this shit and it just sends chills down your spine because you know a fucking crazy fight is about to go down. You don't know how it's going to play out, but it looks like it's going to be awesome.
And if it's anything like Superman's previous fight,
they're going to wreck an entire fucking city.
It's going to be like an hour and a half long, and they're going to destroy like a city and a half.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna go to Brian, who is our noted person that is not so far a fan of the film. What are your thoughts? You saw the teaser, and granted it was short, but what's your thoughts on the teaser?
With the film in its entirety, my position still stands.
Okay.
Because
what about the teaser?
A 15-second teaser.
Right.
I thought it looked good, yeah, but like that doesn't make the movies.
Right. I agree. No. There's a lot of like you said, there's only 15 seconds, and that's not going to completely make or break the movie. But
I thought it looked badass. I thought it was ripped right from the comics again. I mean, granted, we have no idea how long that fight's gonna last, because obviously we know at some point they're both gonna be like, "Hey, let's be best friends."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
they're kind of doing
it's a long-standing tradition in comics that two personalities come together and beat the shit out of each other before realizing they're on the same side.
Yeah, little Cyclops and Wolverine did it forever.
They're still doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Girl problems,
Well, I
even
think-
mutant girl problems. But I liked it. It looked pretty cool. I liked how he showed up, like, in the light, and like I liked the way the armor looked like and shit like that. I especially like in both the picture of Ben Affleck in the cowl and this picture. I like how he's doing the like if anybody's seen Dread, he's doing the like the Carl Urban mouth, like grumpy mouth look. He's doing that.
The grumpy cat.
Yeah, the grumpy cat mouth.
You know that they're
'Cause
making
that's
a
how-
fucking. Do you know that you guys on a side topic? You guys know that they're making a fucking Grumpy Cat movie.
Are they serious?
Yeah,
I'm
they're-
fucking take
Grumpy
my money.
Cat the movie.
I'm ready.
Grumpy Cat the movie was greenlit like a month or so ago. That
No.
shit is
I'm
happening.
gonna take a grumpy
I
shit.
hate cats.
That's
I love
fucked
that
up.
fucking cat, dude.
That is fucked up. That's gonna be a terrible movie.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. Yeah, absolutely. But I'll
So-
still watch it.
I won't.
At least the first 10, 15 minutes of it.
At least the first 10, 15 minutes of it.
What do you
At
do
least
that
long
on-
enough for me to
Like,
go in
fuck
and throw
that.
some eggs at the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I watched fucking Garfield when Bill Murray did it, dude. I'm going to watch Grumpy Cat.
well, because Bill Murray was in it, you have to
Well,
watch
yeah,
it.
but it's also Garfield. I mean, how do you not like a Garfield fucking comic?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
That's gonna be. That was probably way better than whatever Grumpy Cat's gonna amount to.
Grumpy
what do you
Cat
think
is
Garfield.
Garfield.
Is Garfield is the
Yeah.
original Grumpy Cat.
Yeah, but they're not doing it of Garfield. Garfield was an established character with an established, not storyline, but background or universe, if you
Yeah,
will.
but Grumpy Cat doesn't have any of that, and he's fucking up there in fucking popularity.
That's because
he
kids
just
now are
does it with
stupid.
just a picture. Yeah, well, okay, but
Why are we still talking about this?
That's
Yeah.
a very valid point. We have tons
Yeah.
of news to cover, so let's jump.
It's San Diego Comic-Con week, so let's get back.
Yeah, let's jump back
Cat.
on. We'll stick with the DC trend of things. Pirate, you mentioned to me earlier before we got on here, DC animated films announced two upcoming titles: Batman vs. Robin and Justice League: Gods and Monsters. What are your thoughts on that? You're a little more into the animated stuff than I am.
I think first of all, they've already announced, which I don't know if I'm pretty sure we talked about this. I'm not sure, but if we haven't, the Throne of Atlantis. So Aquaman's getting his first animated film,
Is this his very first animated film?
very first
Yeah.
animated film. So that's a big deal. And maybe Aquaman won't be such a bitch, but I actually have Jeff
He's
Johns.
not a
had
bitch
kind of-
in the new 52.
I agree. Jeff Johns rewrote it, and I like him now.
God, that kills my eardrums every time you do it.
So, with Aquaman now getting his first one, that's going to be followed up by Batman vs. Robin, which is going to have the first appearance of Court of Owls in the animated motion cinema, but it's not going to be anything. It's not going to be based off Scott Snyder's writings. So we'll see how that ends up being. And then Justice League: Gods and Monsters is going to be the animation is going to be done by Bruce Timm, who
Nice.
he's done fucking countless shit. He's the one who pretty much put the DC animation like where it is.
Batman,
today.
Superman.
Yeah. So those are going to be some big ones. I don't know what the premise of Gods and Monsters is going to be about, or who's going to be the main role of it, but I don't know. It may even be Wonder Woman and Aquaman or some shit. I don't know. But the Batman vs Superman sounds pretty interesting.
You mean Batman
with-
vs.
with
Robin?
Owls being thrown in. Or Batman vs Robin, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out.
And I'm actually like the Throne of Atlantis. I'm actually gonna kind of interested to see because I wonder if they're gonna include a lot of the others since they've been real big in the New 52 with Aquaman, and now that Aquaman has they have their own run of Aquaman and the others.
Yeah.
So.
Topher, any thoughts on this? I know you're more of a Marvel guy, so this might be like completely out in left field to you.
I mean, I don't know. It sounds interesting, but I don't really have any thoughts.
Just to let you know, Topher, just to let you know, Aquaman's like Namor without the wings on his feet.
You know, if they did him more like Namor, that'd be awesome.
Right. So, Brian, are you into the? I don't. I've only seen like 2 animated DC films. I think like Flashpoint Paradox and War of Two Worlds, both of which were really good, but just not my cup of tea necessarily. Brian, are you into?
I've watched probably all of them except for maybe I missed the Wonder Woman one. I haven't seen that yet. That came out like years ago. But supposedly I heard it's badass. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see every time one comes out. I'm excited to see it. So I'm excited for these new ones. I wish Marvel could do some cool ones like that, but they can't.
Marvel's did some really good movies.
You had to have seen more than 2
What?
of them because you borrowed more than that from me.
No, I just didn't watch them.
Marvel's done some pretty good animated stuff. There's they did an Avengers
Planet
one. They
Hulk
did
was
a couple
good.
Iron Mans. The Planet
Planet
Hulk one
Hulk
was
was the only
really
good
good.
one I've
The only one I really liked out of Marvel was the Planet Hulk one was pretty good. I don't like how I think they replaced Silver Surfer in that storyline with Beta Ray Bill. I haven't seen it for a while, but the one I really like is the split one, the Thor versus Hulk and Hulk versus Wolverine.
Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about, immediately DC thing, Warner Brothers is talking to award-winning screenwriter Chris Terrio about writing the screenplay for the Justice League movie, the actual Justice League movies. This is the screenwriter that wrote Argo. I have not seen Argo. I heard it was good. I don't know, so I don't really have much of an opinion here.
This is let's get Ben Affleck's friends involved.
I mean, I don't know that I would go that far.
They wanted him to write. That's why they pushed. That's one of the reasons why they pushed Batman vs Superman back so far is because of the. They got him to do a bunch of rewrites to the script of this movie as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it was because that's Ben Affleck's buddy, and he's like, "I'll do it."
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if the dude won Academy Awards and shit based on his work that he did on Argo, which I've heard is a good movie.
Argo got fantastic reviews.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't necessarily say that it was solely because he was Ben Affleck's buddy. You know, I have to say that, you know, I would have to think that his skill level would bring some level of credibility too.
That's like Matt Damon. I mean, look at Matt Damon. He's Ben Affleck's buddy, and he probably wouldn't be anywhere in Hollywood if he wasn't Matt Damon or if he wasn't Ben Affleck's buddy.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon's a bitch. I hate him.
Just saying, like, you know, Ben Affleck is a producer, director. He's done a lot of stuff in Hollywood. I mean, like,
oh yeah, dude, Jersey Girls was amazing.
You know what?
I mean,
stellar.
every single
Jersey
actor
Girls,
has
first
done
off-
something that was not good.
I
Jersey
love
Girls,
Jiggling.
first off, was Kevin Smith's movie that
No
Ben
shit,
Affleck was in.
and he admits it was shitty.
Right, but that's my point. You know, like Ben Affleck didn't write that. What I'm saying is,
I
like,
never said he wrote it. I just said he was amazing in it, and that was a sarcastic amazing in it.
We're getting off
but
nerd
my
topic.
point
We're
is,
gonna get
you can
further.
pick any
You're-
great
it
actor,
doesn't-
and they're going to have done at least one movie that wasn't good.
my point is that it doesn't matter that he was bad in a movie. He's been in a lot of shit. He's directed and produced a lot of shit, and the point is he's made a lot of friends in Hollywood.
Right.
So just because he knows a guy and they're friends doesn't mean that, like, he brought in, you know, his buddy, you know, from someplace who was like, oh, hey, my buddy's got a script. No, most of his friends are fucking big Hollywood people.
Yeah, that's a good point
Why are
too.
you
Like,
so
you got to
emotionally
think.
distraught over this, Chris?
You got to think like. If
Because
you
he
look
really
at how
likes Jersey
many,
Girls.
if you look at how many people Ben Affleck has worked with across his career, from producing, writing, directing, and acting, there's probably not anybody that's even in a fucking movie today that he hasn't worked with in some capacity. So you can't really say that it was because it was, you know, that it's his buddy. He's getting in because it was his buddy. I think it was probably because
I'm going
he was
with all who you
award-
know and who you blood philosophy. I don't care. Just saying.
I mean, fair enough. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. What's your thoughts on this, Brian?
What are we talking about? I lost you at
I
Jersey.
know, right?
Yeah, we got a little off base, but we're talking about
Oh, the Justice League movie guy?
Chris Terrio. Warner Brothers is trying to get him to be the screenwriter for the Justice League movie.
He's probably holding out. If I was him, I would hold out and see how Dawn of Justice worked.
I mean, I don't know that he'll hold out for that. I bet he's holding out for a lot of money.
Well, that too.
You know.
Well, that's why he's going to see how good it's going to do, probably. Like, hey, this did this good, and this was just a couple little add-ons I did for you. Imagine what I could do if I wrote a whole script.
Yeah, that could be. Could be. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where that takes us. Yeah. Let's jump over and talk about some Marvel stuff for the sake of Topher there, who looks incredibly bored. Okay, so
Yeah, just for the sake of me, because I'm sure none of our listeners like Marvel comics.
well,
I like Marvel
they're not
comics.
part of the conversation right now. They're just enjoying it. So Topher, you are a huge fan of the show S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, there was a recent announcement that Bobby Morse, a.k.a. Mockingbird, will be joining the show on a at least somewhat regular basis. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a pretty decent move. Mockingbird is kind of like a lesser known character. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't even really know a whole lot about her, but it fits because she's kind of like I think she used to be a policewoman, or it's some sort of official investigator of some sort of police entity. So I mean, it kind of makes sense for her to be in kind of a role in something like this. So I mean, I don't know anything about the
Was the
actress.
Mockingbird ever an official Avenger?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
She's also Hawkeye's wife.
Yeah, she and Hawkeye were a thing for a long time in comics. I mean, she's been around since the 70s. She was one of the founding members of the West Coast Avengers, I think. So I mean, yeah, but she's kind of I don't think she has any superpowers. She basically just fights with. I mean, she might have some like enhanced senses or something. Like I said, I honestly don't know a whole lot about her. But she tends to fight with like these batons, almost like Daredevil style. And I mean, so it'll be I think it's a cool addition. They get another character from the comics into the show, and who's not going to be super overpowered and put everybody to shame, and
Yeah.
fit in kind of cool and tie some more stuff together. So I think it's a cool move.
I think they could bleed her into the movies if they wanted to. I mean, Avengers 3, we're going to see like the Infinity Gauntlet type movie, so they could all the heroes they need to try to beat Thanos.
Yeah.
And
that could be cool.
speaking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Lucy Lawless is actually going to be joining.
Oh God, I don't have it up anymore. I would have hit it.
Good. I'm glad you don't have that shit up anymore. So what's Lucy Lawless going to be doing?
I don't know that they've announced the role. I think she might just be somebody in S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't think it's like a major existing character from the comics or anything.
You're going to hear it first here that exactly what's going to happen is she's going to steal Wonder Woman's outfit, and we're going to have the return of Xena, Warrior Princess, as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That'd be pretty awesome. Oh God,
that is
we
so
not
horrible. If I can
do that?
figure out a way to edit that sound out of this entire fucking podcast,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Everybody wants to hear it.
Everybody only including you, Brian. So you seem to know a little bit about the character Mockingbird also, Brian. What are your...
I don't know that much more than Chris, but I think it's cool. They're using a lesser known like street hero to throw onto S.H.I.E.L.D., which is pretty cool.
Chris, you like how he's like, I don't know that much more than Chris. It's like, well, I mean, I still know more than Chris, but
I don't understand why you have to turn everything into a fight, Fox.
Yo.
We're all on the same team here. If he knows more about the character, that's fine. She's not an X-Man, so I don't give a shit.
Watch our show
fair
for
enough. Fair enough.
ex-woman
What
or
about-
ex-people is the proper solution to that.
Ex-
Let's keep this politically correct, please.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, guys.
Pirate, you watch Shield. What do you have any thoughts on this? Please keep it
no.
politically correct too. Goddammit.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie and act like I'm that guy because I have no idea who the fuck Mockingbird is. So,
Fair
Mock.
enough.
Yeah.
Bird, yeah.
Yeah.
Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Okay. Another bit of news. Looks like Godzilla 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 both announced. I'm not sure. Brian, did you get dates? You said the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 has a date already, doesn't it?
I am Groot.
That is. It looks like a green turd with eyes.
It didn't look like Groot.
It
that's
didn't
for
look
sure.
like Groot at all.
Look, he's got wood. Get it?
It's like a glow in the dark dildo with eyeballs. He just calls it Groot.
It looked like a muscular ET for some reason. I don't know. That's what I thought he was holding up. Like ET
Godzilla 2.
Damn,
I don't-
ET got fucking roided.
ET's juicing.
Godzilla 2 I didn't see a date on it. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is July 28th, 2017.
And Brian already loves that film.
Yeah, it's already the best
It
film ever.
already can't do wrong.
It just punched fucking Superman in the nuts and
He's like, it's gonna come out around the same time as Justice League, and it's gonna fucking be better than Justice of Doo-Doo.
somebody gave Batman antidepressant pills and Xena
Batman's on Zoloft.
Xena punched Wonder Woman in the face. But yeah, I mean everybody had a feeling they were gonna get Guardians of the Galaxy 2. After, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100%. Thumbs up and
Rotten
shit like
Tomatoes
that.
must be ran by Marvel fanboys. They're
Ryan,
like,
Ryan,
Whatever.
yeah, they hate everything other than Marvel movies. Like everything.
well, no, Terminator, the first Terminator got 100 on it
Well,
too.
fucking that should. That's the fucking Terminator.
Well, I agree, but I'm just saying it's.
Get to the chopper.
Other
and all
than that,
The
I've
real
never heard of
question-
another one.
The real
getting-
question here is, what did Top Gun get on Rotten Tomatoes?
Shit, because everybody hates Tom Cruise.
Fuck you.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna.
Top Gun is a pretty
Can
badass.
we get
movie.
an official answer on that? Could one of you look that up? I'm really curious now. I
I'm
want to know.
on it.
That's like the that and Days of Thunder. Two
Days of-
absolute great movies.
Days of the Future Past.
That should be the measuring bar right there.
Yeah, Marvel. I think it got a 55%. Looks like for Top Gun.
Top Gun
Um,
got a 55%. It is ran by
but-
Marvel fanboys.
Damn.
But
Clearly, they don't know what
Marvel-
good
Marvel
cinema
released-
is.
Yeah, 55%, really?
Marvel released their movie schedule for like the next 4 or
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
to
We
2019 or
went
something.
over it last week. You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh, wait a minute. No, we didn't.
Uh,
It's on the website. Actually, I posted on the
Oh.
website.
Yeah. So I mean, they've got 2 a year for the next couple years, but then starting in 2017, they're actually going to be doing 3 movies a year. So, so like pretty much the current ones on the schedule. You know, we got Guardians of the Galaxy coming out this week, then Avengers next May, Ant-Man next July, which they released some promo art for Ant-Man too, and Ant-Man's costume looks pretty damn cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Did you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It
But,
looks pretty
oh,
good.
While we're on the
I like the Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas photo that they have in the top corner of it.
Yeah, Cybertron is
Ant-Man.
back. Fucking Pirate Megatron is back again.
I don't think.
What
Pirate,
were
say
you
something.
saying on
Wait. Pirate, say something.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him.
What are you? what were you gonna say about Ant-Man?
Good riddance.
I don't know if you guys heard, but it was released yesterday that Ant-Man, the bad guy of Ant-Man, the villain, will be Yellow Jacket. Which is weird because he was
What?
never a villain. Yellow Jacket, yeah, as in
Yellow,
Hank Pym's.
Hank Pym was Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, I know, but that's the villain.
Now I'm confused.
What?
And then Hank Pym's daughter, Hope Van Dyne, will be like Paul Rudd's love interest.
Okay.
Does anybody remember a Hope Van Dyne from the comics?
Before we get too much further into this conversation, we're going to take a quick break and get our audio fixed real fast, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. We've got the audio shit figured out, and Brian, you were talking about Ant-Man's costume.
All right, so not Ant-Man's
Yellow
costume,
Jacket.
but
Yellow
the
Jacket.
movie. So Yellow Jacket's the villain. Which in the comics he was another identity Hank Pym used.
So this is going to be like Ant-Man Dawn of Poop, is what you're saying. Basically.
Yeah, I have a little bit more faith in Marvel than I do DC. And
Okay. So it's totally okay for Marvel to completely rewrite everything in fucking comics.
They make everything work.
Maybe it's not yellow.
Like, look, I mean, do I need to play the Xena sound again to signify how bad Wonder Woman sounds?
Marvel fans will be like, look, they got this guy who gets really small. It's Ant-Man. You've never heard of him? He's fucking amazing. But if DC was to make a fucking movie called The Atom, everybody would be like, oh, it's the Atom. It should be more like the microscopical turd.
That's why.
That's fucking Marvel fans versus fucking everybody else.
That's why the Atom is in Arrow this season, so they do him good and not throw him in the movies that usually suck.
Maybe it's not Yellow Jacket, like the costumed identity. Maybe he shrinks down and actually fights a Yellow Jacket, like an insect.
I wish that was.
You know, that makes me think. Okay, so like Brian just said, like they're gonna put him in Arrow, so he's in something good versus something that, one of the movies which always suck. Like if you look at Batman movies, okay. And we've talked plenty about Batman movies. The first one, good for its time. The second, third, and fourth movies were absolutely fucking terrible.
Yeah,
so,
Joel Schumacher.
Over a decade, I think, of shit movies. Okay. All the way up until Chris Nolan. And Chris Nolan's movies were amazing Batman movies. So clearly it's possible for shit to turn around and be better, so...
Yeah, when you give it to Chris Nolan and not have Batman in the same world as any other heroes.
So the only way to make a good DC film is to give Chris Nolan the reins.
I don't know.
So
I wouldn't say that.
Thoughts?
Green Lantern might have been better.
I think somehow we were talking about other stuff, and once again the conversation got hijacked by Batman movies and Arrow and more DC shit. That's my thoughts.
Typical Marvel fanboy comment.
Okay, well then talk to us about the Ant-Man costume.
Do I give shit to you about being a DC fanboy?
No, but it is.
You're the only one making fanboyish comments. Like I'm not trying to turn this into a fight. Fanboys turn shit into a fight.
Talk about Ant-Man. The Ant-Man costume.
So also, besides the Ant-Man costume, Hank Pym's daughter will be named Hope Van Dyne. And it'll be like Paul Rudd's love interest, probably the Wasp, which Hope Van Dyne is not a character name from the Marvel Comics. The only Van Dyne ever in the Marvel Comics was Janet Van Dyne, and that was Hank Pym's wife, who was the Wasp.
Oh, wow.
So they're, like, taking a poop on that shit.
Wow. What are your thoughts on this? Topher, you were the one that brought the picture of the new Ant-Man costume to my attention.
I mean, they're switching some stuff up, and I mean, I don't know. Like they seem to keep making it work. Like I still don't understand why they can't just do it the way it was in the comics. Like they keep using stuff from other universes. I mean, Iron Man's not the same. Like all the characters have their differences from the comics, and it works well enough. But I mean. I liked what they were doing at first, but with having the older Hank Pym and then the younger Scott Lang, come in. But, I mean, they're trying to get the characters in, and they're trying to. It makes sense to have a younger, Wasp. If you're gonna have Hank Pym be an old man, you don't want to have Janet Van Dyne in as an old woman. Because then you can't bring her in as the Wasp if you ever want to do, like a superhero team up with her or something, So, I mean, I guess, change the character's name a little bit, make it reminiscent, maybe she talks about her mom, Janet, at some point, and they just made up a different character so that they can make her younger and put her in. I mean, like, it's not a huge deal. I mean, They're trying to make it work for the movie, and
I got
we'll
you.
see how it goes.
Now, okay, going back to what we touched on rather, before we got into all this, was the fact that not only Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but also Godzilla 2 has been announced and greenlit. What are your guys? I didn't even see the recent Godzilla movie. I haven't seen it yet.
It was great. I thought it was great.
I heard it was a good
really
movie,
good.
but I mean, how did it end? Like, what? I mean, Godzilla 2, like Godzilla attacks more shit.
Yeah, but see, Godzilla, the way they wrote it was very original to be about. It wasn't Godzilla wasn't the actual monster. He is a monster, but he's like an equalizer of the protector type of Earth.
Yeah, they made him out to be like the protector, like he was in the later
movies.
Japanese films. Yeah.
Yeah, where it was usually like, Godzilla versus Rodan or Mothra or whatever.
So do you guys think that? I mean, in your opinion, clearly Topher took his headset off because he doesn't want to hear like a spoiler or whatever. So we'll avoid spoilers for the sake of this conversation.
You're going to avoid spoilers. The worst question to ask is, how did that movie that just came out last month end?
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, well, I wasn't looking for an exact like. Give me a play-by-play.
It didn't end where he's dying. It ended with not a spoiler, but it is a spoiler, but it's not like that deep. He walked back into the bay and left, like every Godzilla movie ends.
Right. Yeah, you could figure that much. But so the two of you saw it clearly, and myself and Topher have not seen it yet. Do you think that movie was good enough and it left off in a place where it really warrants another Godzilla? I mean, because essentially you're looking at like if they make this one and it does halfway decent, then you're looking at potentially like 6, 7, Godzilla films of this generation.
I don't know about 6 or 7 because
here's the criteria for. Here's the criteria for just.
All right, so how it ends is
how it ended was it got decent reviews and it made a bunch of money at the box office.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that matters when determining whether it gets a sequel.
So Godzilla just took a dump on Superman and Batman.
Here's the thing about the Godzilla vs Superman or Godzilla vs
Godzilla vs Superman.
I'd watch that movie.
I'd watch that shit.
With Godzilla and the sequel, I mean, it probably can only end if they keep it originally like how they did it with the first one. It can only end the same way so many times, and then people are going to be like, okay, so...
That's what I'm saying, though. Are they going to bleed this fucking thing?
The only cool thing they could do is open up a franchise for the other monster movies that came out from that era, or like
Gamora
and Rodan.
What was the turtle's name? Not Gamora, that's from Guardians.
Fucking...
Ghidorah. No. What fucking turtle's name?
There was
Leonardo.
Donatello.
Fuck that movie too.
Wasn't there like a fucking actual dude that like made himself real big that would fight him? Was it Ultraman?
Oh, Jet Jaguar.
Yeah.
He had a nifty theme song. That's the only thing that.
I mean, they could open up a franchise for that with Godzilla coming in, but I mean, really, it's.
I mean, do you think that would be profitable at all, though? I don't think that's.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think that's mainstream enough to be popular.
I think it will be, but I mean, if you look at like the Godzilla films, how many there's been since the 50s, it's
insane.
It's yeah. I mean, it's like they unleashed the box set or something like that a couple years ago, and it's just I was like, good God, dude, who did in this motherfucker fight? Dude?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is just like.
But
mainstream-wise, everybody
was
knows
so much cheaper then, and so much done different.
Right.
They're not going to put the money they put into all those other. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. And like mainstream-wise, like I've not seen. I've seen maybe one of the old Godzilla movies.
You had to see Godzilla vs King Kong.
But when you say Godzilla, I know who Godzilla is. I know what Godzilla looks like. I know a basic idea of the story of Godzilla just because of who he is and the clout that.
Do you want to know how it ends?
But the point is, like those other characters, I don't think that they carry the clout that Godzilla carries. Most of them, wouldn't be able to be a draw today.
Yeah, other than King Kong, like I don't see. At least with American audiences, I don't see the clout.
Well, supposedly they hinted at that whenever they release this that some of the classic monsters that he fights might be in this next movie.
And you know
I
what,
didn't read the
though?
article, but like you gotta have Mothra.
Yeah, Mothra. But
What about
I don't know,
Topher?
there-
Do you watch the old? Did you get into the old like Godzilla stuff or?
No, not really. I mean, like I like it. They're cool. I've seen a little bit. I was never huge into it, but I appreciated them. You know, like I thought it was a cool concept having like King of the Monsters. You know, these different characters that. I mean, it was basically like the Japanese version of professional wrestling. You know, you've got the ring is Tokyo, and you've got all these different like monsters that people root for and have personalities, and they go one on one and they grapple and they throw each other around, and and then there's a winner, and somebody earns the heavyweight championship belt and gets called King of the Monsters.
So,
I mean,
my question to you, Chris, then, as like you're kind of on the same par as where I'm at with it. Like you know about it, you've seen a little bit of it. You're not a huge fan, but you don't hate it. If they were to come out with like after this one, they come out with Godzilla 3 featuring Mothra or whatever, and it was about Mothra with like a little bit of Godzilla on the side. Is that something that you would be interested in as a a moviegoer, or would that be like maybe not?
The quick question is, do you like butterflies?
if it's well done and it's entertaining, then sure, I'd go watch that shit.
Right, but I'm just saying you have no way of telling if it's going to be entertaining before you get there.
Why are you asking him if he's going to watch part 3 yet? Because he hasn't even went and seen the first one.
It's just a theoretical question. Calm your tits.
I mean, yeah, I would hope they'd put out part 2 first, but it would
That's
be.
why I said after they put out part 2, but
You said after you watched the first one.
No, I said after the second one comes out.
All right, man. People can move that little slider on YouTube back and hear what you really said, so we can argue about it all you want.
It'll be that much sweeter when I'm right.
You're both wrong.
After he edits the video, like you
then
can
I'm right
see it,
twice.
like after the video,
He's gonna cut it out.
yeah.
The Xena call is going to be in there.
It depends. Like, even if you haven't seen the movie, you can hear about how it's doing and how the franchise is working. You hear about things before it comes out, so I mean, you get an idea of where they're going with it. I mean, if they just want to show like a bunch of special effects and destruction and have no story, then no, that would probably be boring. But like if they're trying to do. Yeah, if they're trying to do something campy with it, and like it ends up being amusing and it's like fun to watch, like there's going to be buzz about that, and I would go see that. If it's, if they take it in an interesting direction and make it something fun and cool, rather than just special effects and some giant monster trashing shit and some actor flavor of the month guy who comes in and like pretends that this is a big serious deal and like they keep doing with Transformers and shit like that, then no, I don't have any interest in that.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so let me cross that off of our to-do list as far as topics to cover here. The next one is Walking Dead.
Wait, one moment.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow. Just to add in, when you guys were talking about King Kong, they're making another King Kong movie called Skull Island.
Really? When's that
Kind of
supposed
like
to come out?
this. I don't know. I don't think they have a date really.
I hope Jack Black's not in this one.
Boobs.
Oh God. Okay. Walking Dead. I think everybody here watches Walking Dead or has watched Walking Dead. Season 5 trailer is out. Comes out October 5th or 2nd, something like that.
Well, the trailer already came out.
Right. The season comes out in October.
Oh, okay. At least the trailer.
No. The trailer's already out, obviously.
Right.
It looks like the storyline is basically that the group is traveling to Washington, D.C. to pursue a cure for the zombie outbreak.
Zombies.
What are you guys' thoughts on this season 5?
I think the trailer looked fucking amazing. You saw explosions,
Pretty cool.
bus flipping over.
They know how to make a fucking trailer for sure.
People like all these fucked up zombies. I love each season they try to make their zombies a little more fucked up. Like last season, you saw the burnt, charred zombies and stuff.
It kind of makes sense though, because the longer that the zombie apocalypse goes on, the more like damage that those zombies are going to take that didn't necessarily kill them.
Yeah, you also see like other damage, like the charred walkers who walked through the fire you saw in the distance. You saw when they were at Herschel's farm, you saw the zombie bloated because he was soaked with water too long.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They keep on. It seems like they keep on trying to like add more, and their special effects are bar none awesome.
Yeah.
But this season looks like it's going to be like one of the best seasons besides the first season, I think.
Wow. That's a strong fucking statement.
Well, it looks like Rick is kind of going back to badass mode where he's like, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit, let's shoot some zombies. And, instead of like Farmer Rick from, a couple seasons ago. So, the show kind of takes its tone from Rick a lot, and so if he's going badass mode, then season looks like it's gonna be pretty cool.
It's gonna be. I guess they're not gonna spend that long in Terminus. I guess they're gonna get out right away.
Mm-hmm. Those characters look like they're gonna play a part though, because it looks like they're going with them, and there's kind of stress between the two groups, and nobody trusts each other. So
you talking about as far as groups? Talking about like Abraham and the scientist? Or are you talking about
the guys from Terminus?
The guys from Terminus.
Seems like a couple of guys from Terminus seem like they're going to be with them. Like they talk them into letting them out. But
I seen that the trailer was out, but I didn't get to watch it.
What the fuck, man? Stop looking at Batman's pecs.
At least I'm not being all like Chris and taking my headset off like goddamn trailer.
So Chris, you want to hear how Godzilla ends?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we can talk about the trailer, but don't tell me how the trailer ends because I fucking really pissed.
I think Walking Dead. I think the trailer. First of all, like you guys said, the trailer for season 5, they have amazing trailer edits. It's like they put enough action and a little bit of story, enough story in there that it's exciting and it gives you enough of kind of to give you the direction of that the season's going to head, but doesn't give you like the specifics as far as what's going to be covered, how, the twists that, I always hated when you see a movie trailer, and like specifically comedy movies are really bad about doing this. All the fucking funny shit is in the trailer. I hate that.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad when you watch a trailer like, damn, that was hilarious. This movie's going to be fucking hysterical. And you go and you watch the movie and it's like, wow, like it wasn't funny at all because I already laughed at the shit that was in the trailer, and I knew that was probably going to happen at some point. So, and I don't get the feeling that the Walking Dead trailers are like that, where it's giving away too much of what's going to happen, but it's giving away just enough that you're like, damn, I can't wait for October to get here so I can watch that shit.
I know, like, with the show itself, when you watch it and you watch the trailers for the next, like the following episode, they're always really good about showing you stuff and making you guess, but your guesses aren't always are rarely whatever they show you. Like they make it where you think you get something, but then it's like a curveball where it's just like,
it's just not quite.
There's just that slick little edit scene that they do with a camera angle, and it makes you think something, and then it shows the episode the following week, and you watch and you're like, fuck, I was way off. That did not go as I expected, and they're really good with that. So I think that it shows, with their full overview, seasonal overview trailers, probably.
Yeah. Like, what do you think about it, Topher? What do you watch Walking Dead? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are have you seen the season 5 trailer yet?
Oh yeah. No, I thought this trailer was cool. I thought it was a really good edit. My only problem with trailers, and this won't come as a shock, is like sometimes I don't like that they show too much. It seems like they're showing stuff way ahead of time, so it's like I already know how the first couple episodes are going to go because they already showed half of it in the fucking trailer. They showed they show a trailer for the season. It's like I don't necessarily want to know what they're doing by 3/4 of the way through the season because then I already know how some of the shit at the beginning is going to end.
Some of the decision points at the beginning don't make any matter at all.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like the big cliffhanger at the end of last season was, how do they escape, this boxcar that they're in, and
Did you notice that part in the trailer?
Clearly, they get out.
It looks like it's the first part of the trailer. It looks like. No, the best part is in the trailer. It looks like they all run to one side and then all gonna run forward to flip it.
Well, it's like he's like the first part of the trailer. They're out of they're like out of term. Like, did you expect them just to fucking be in that fucking boxcar the entire time? Like,
no, of course I didn't expect to see them in there. I'm saying but you don't know, is anybody gonna, is anybody gonna die getting out? Is there gonna be a big fight? Are they gonna have a dance party? You don't know what's gonna happen.
Are they gonna have a dance party? I'm pretty sure I knew that they weren't gonna have a dance party.
Well, probably not.
You never know. I mean, they might.
Right. Okay.
No, but they are. You didn't start doing the thriller.
He went there. He went there. Oh shit!
But I'm just saying, they've shown things that are clearly from halfway through the season. So a lot of how they left the end of last season, the thoughts that people have been having, they've already ruled out most of the conjecture.
Yeah.
Before you even see the episode, before you've even watched the season premiere, you already know where they're going to be halfway through the season, and that, I don't know, that defeats the purpose of watching it for me to some extent. So, I don't like when they give away too much.
Fair enough. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about, Topher. I'm sorry, I saved it till the end. Arrow.
Yo, we also didn't talk about Age of
Ultron.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
There's Age of Ultron.
We're coming back to it. We're coming back to it. Okay, we'll come back to that. All right. So this isn't the last thing. My bad. The next thing we're gonna talk about before I get my fucking head bit off. Arrow season 3 trailers are out now, and Topher, before we get into this, I just want to extend an offer to you. I think Pirate said he would come over and hang out, and Chuck from comicrelated.com has not seen all of the most current season of Arrow. We were talking about having a beer tasting and viewing Arrow marathon potentially over here at my place. So maybe you can join in for that and get caught up a little bit.
Well, he had seen the first season, so he could put earmuffs on the entire time and a bandana.
We'll figure out a way to get his ass caught up. But regardless, let's jump right in. Talk about Arrow season 3 trailer. There's 2 trailers that I've seen.
Topher, you have failed this podcast.
The big points. First of all, Roy Harper is becoming Arsenal.
The point that's in my pants.
He suits up.
We
got to see a picture of that,
which is awesome.
It's fucking badass.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. The second thing is at the end of one of the trailers is they show Ra's al Ghul. You don't get to see his face, but you see his sword, you see his outfit, his rings, all the characteristics. They're talking about him. It's definitely Ra's al Ghul. He is definitely going to be the number 1 main villain of Arrow season 3.
I'm hoping
fucking
the main
kicks
villain.
ass.
Well, you also see the V-Dub guy. Everybody remember the commercials. He played the devil in Constantine. You see him in the trailer who's playing a new Count Vertigo. He's playing Count Vertigo, but a new one that's more like the New 52 Count Vertigo, which I don't know much about. What's the difference? I don't know if he has actual powers or something like that, but...
Then the other thing that I caught in one of the trailers, and you guys I think had a little more insight to this than I do, but in one of the trailers there's a real quick flash of a scene where it's the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen standing in his
underwear?
No, in his fucking underwear. No, in his training facility. I don't know, his headquarters, I guess is what you would call it.
Yeah, he moved at the end of the last one.
His headquarters, and Felicity is laying out on the table, and she's like fucking burned to shit or something on her face, like she's just like mangled up real bad. So it made me question, like, obviously she's probably not going to die because she is the main tie between the new Flash show that's coming out and Arrow. They're not. They also said in
a later episode she's going to be going over to Flash. Right, I don't know if it's permanent or just for a little, like a couple of episodes.
It kind of makes sense because if you this is going to take a little follow through, but like they've said that there's an episode where it gives her backstory, and they're naming this episode Oracle, which she's already had a bit of an Oracle role, being the computer. I mean, she's obviously not Barbara Gordon, but she sits at a computer. She's the IT guy. Has touches with everything in the city, gets background on everything. So in the Flash show, there's if she gets fucked up, say she gets fucked up and paralyzed, whatever, she's wheelchair bound or stuck where she can't go out, because she's tried to do a little bit more action.
Right. You could see her falling into that Oracle role even more.
Right. Well, the thing is, though, in the new Flash show, there's the guy who runs Star Labs is in a wheelchair, but he's not really who he says he is. So I think she's going to saddle up and take his seat, no pun intended, in the Flash show after the Oracle show in here, and she may end up wheelchair bound because the guy who's wheelchair bound on the Flash show, from what we've seen on the leaked episode, for those of us that have watched it, is probably not going to be in that role, literally.
This is a lot of conjecture, I feel like.
Well, Brian could probably back me up on this. The guy is not going to be from the Flash show. The guy who runs Star Lab that's in the wheelchair. I can't remember his name, but we know him as who he is that they show at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
He's not going to be running Star Labs much longer because
Professor Xavier.
Of who they already hinted him to be.
Yeah.
Don't get Chris a mutant boner.
Yeah, you guys should just really steal stuff off the internet like the rest of the world, and you guys would be so much more up to par.
All in all, I think. Well, first of all, Topher, awesome. Did you watch? You probably did. Did you even watch the season 3 trailer for Arrow or no?
No, because I haven't watched the first 2 seasons yet. But I heard Roy Harper's going all Arsenal now.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, Red Arrow and shit.
All right, let's throw things back into Topher's wheelhouse and talk Age of Ultron. Topher, I'm sure you're dying to talk about this, so why don't you lead it off?
Well, they Marvel released some posters over the weekend, like a series of 8 interlocking posters for Age of Ultron that looks pretty sweet. A few weeks ago, they debuted the look of Ultron on the cover of Entertainment Weekly, and I gotta admit, he looks pretty badass. And then this interlocking poster that they released has kind of each of the major characters surrounded in just like a horde. It's like a sea of Ultron, just trying to overwhelm
Brian, I think somebody's talking to you.
Yeah.
We need you there.
Brian, we can hear everything that she's saying.
I know.
You might want to mute yourself right
Don't
now.
you have an on-air?
Brian!
Mom, I'm trying to talk about comics.
Meatloaf! Fuck!
I'm hanging out with my
That's
friends, Mom.
fucking great too. He's got his fucking headset on, so he can't hear her, and we just hear her like say, Brian, take the fucking heads off, Brian.
I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm trying to talk about comics.
Oh shit!
Can I get some privacy? I'm a grown man, for God's sake.
I'm fucking totally leaving that in. I'm totally
That's what happens.
leaving that into the fucking.
That's what happens when I kick down my door because I left my key in my room and don't replace.
Yes, so you kicked down your door. That was
because I
not being able to find the key.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, back to
He's like
Topher.
fucking roommates don't respect privacy. My
Did your-
roommates, I mean my parents.
Did your roommates buy you a sweet new rinse for your bed yet?
Yeah.
You got a CB radio so you can talk to other race car beds.
Oh fuck!
What? Brian, why can't I come in? Are you masturbating in there? Damn it, Mom!
Mom, there's a sign on the door for a reason.
I forgot to leave the sock on the door.
Damn it, Mom! You can give me my bath later. I'm busy.
You have a girl in there? No, I'm reading comics.
This has degraded to us just ripping on Brian. I apologize. Okay, back on topic though. Age of Ultron interlocking
Right.
images.
So they show Quicksilver, Thor, Black Widow, Hulk, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Cap, Iron Man, and there's even the Vision is up in the corner. You can kind of see him over the action, and it's awesome. They're all just fighting and being overwhelmed by this giant horde of Ultron duplicates, and it looks pretty badass. Like if Ultron looks like that, then yeah, this movie's gonna be pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, Brian, what are your
I
thoughts?
like the way the poster projected Quicksilver.
I like the poster looked good. I hate how they put, oh look, your first glimpse at Vision, and all you see is him all the way in the background and just a yellow cape.
Yeah, that kind
I
of
mean,
sucks.
I mean,
it's
That's
a
not the
teaser
vision
image.
I visioned.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I see what you did there, and it was a
but I have right in front of me now the description for the footage they showed.
Okay,
Um,
let's hear it.
if my computer will stop fucking around with me.
Completely lock up on you.
I read it yesterday. The scene opened up with the Avengers now the Avengers hanging out like in the Avengers Tower, and they're having a little party, and they're all trying to pick up Thor's hammer. Nobody could move it except for Cap budges it a little bit, and then there's they said it's a old suit moving like a zombie entering the room, and it's Ultron. And he says before it changes scenes, there's only one path to peace, your extinction. Then there's a montage of scenes with Black Widow in her new suit, Banner in a straitjacket, tanks fighting in the snow. Tony Stark says it's the end of the path I started us on. Nothing lasts forever. Black Widow says nothing lasts forever. Then there's this clip with Hulkbuster armor fighting the Hulk. And then there's a part where Ultron says, "Look, seemingly, no strings on me." Tony, and then he says that to Tony Stark, which looks like he's in a wasteland type setting, and all the Avengers lying around him, bruised and beaten.
Do you think that this movie will include the time travel element that the actual Age of Ultron miniseries, like story arc, included, Brian?
I mean, I don't know how they could. I mean,
No.
unless like Ultron has like the time gem, one of the gems from the Infinity Gauntlet that they've been working up on with like Thanos and the Tesseract and Loki's staff.
You don't think
Unless
that,
he has
you don't
that.
think that Nick Fury could have some kind of time travel action going on like he did in the story? What do you think, Tozer?
I don't know.
I don't think they're gonna.
Before he got shot.
I don't think they're gonna go that route. I mean, they've said before that they liked the Age of Ultron name from that story arc, but that it was gonna have absolutely nothing in common. They were just borrowing the name.
I mean, the fact
the
fact that Ultron thinks that the only cure or only road to peace is to the extinction of the human race, like that's straight out of the book. So you can't really say that it has nothing to do with the storyline, because the major plot line of the comic books is exactly that.
The major plot of every Ultron story is exactly that. You can't say that it has specifically to do with the Age of Ultron story when Ultron's entire motivation since the dawn of time has been kill all humans. Like, like every Ultron story is about him wanting to exterminate the human race because they're imperfect and machine life is way better. You can fix it, you can rebuild it, you can improve it, you can upgrade it, and fleshy meat things are inferior. Like that's always been his deal, and he's always been trying to show that machines are inferior and kill all the humans. Like that's every Ultron story. So I mean, like it doesn't have anything to do with the Age of Ultron story specifically. And I think they're going to try and shy away from time travel stuff as much as possible because, especially right after,
because of X-Men Days of
especially
Future
right
Past.
after Days of Future Past, you know, they want to do their own thing. And they're already introducing aliens and this and that and the space thing. So I think time travel would just be a little bit of viewer overload.
Maybe
for their
not.
audience.
The time gem thing that Brian mentioned, that could be an interesting way to tie in Thanos as well.
But that could be for a later phase. I mean, they're trying the whole cosmic thing on this phase. Maybe for Avengers, phase 3, maybe something like that. But I think Topher's right. I think
phase 3, Avengers 3 that's the whole Thanos fight.
That's when
Right.
Thanos is
Right,
in
but
it.
I'm saying like that's
Yeah.
when they
Tie
could
him
do
in
like the
before
time
that.
thing.
Speaking of which, Marvel confirmed at Comic-Con this weekend that Josh Brolin will be playing.
Thanos.
Oh yeah,
Thanos.
he's
I thought
he's
they
only
confirmed that a while
he's
ago.
only the voice. Yeah, he's only the voice.
So
I thought he confirmed that or something like.
no, it was all like
It was pretty much
Yeah.
everybody pretty much knew it anyway, but they came out
they
and
just never
officially
announced
said,
it officially.
"Yeah, okay, you guys are right."
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, we are pretty much out of time. I guess we will just take notes on anything else that happens for the remainder of the weekend at San Diego Comic-Con, and we will cover that next week, potentially, if there's anything noteworthy that we didn't get to today.
And the Kickstarter is still a work in progress.
And we are still working on the Kickstarter for the Batman ice skates. And
The whole effing Brian's dropping the whole effing ball and stuff here.
that was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'm Fox 2. We got Pirate,
See you guys.
Topher,
Go see Guardians of the Galaxy this week.
and the whole effing Brian. All right, we'll see you guys.